What's up, YouTube, Facebook? I'm here, just going to be in the dark. I'll cut my light off when we get to a certain destination. When I get on the road, then I cut it back off. But, you know, I just want to make this quick video. Why most YouTubers, right, have stopped talking about credit. Why most YouTubers, and I'm going to upload this on my YouTube channel. I've been live on YouTube once today, so I decided to share some love on my Facebook business page, right? But we're going to go into why most YouTubers have stopped talking about credit. Now, the number one guru, I think, right, on YouTube, credit, is Corp Smith, right? Corp Smith doesn't post or have as many interviews. Hello, y'all. Like his share. I'm on the road, so just kind of listen to me in the dark, right? Still hit like and hit share. So you got the godfather of credit, right? You got Corp Smith. He has some old interviews, but, you know, not anything of recent lately about credit. And then you have 𝒤𝓋𝑒𝒹, right? You got 𝒤𝓋𝑒𝒹. Thank you for this. Come on, keep putting that digital love so I can see what's going on in the dark. You got 𝒤𝓋𝑒𝒹. Very old videos, not a lot of recent things, right? Not a lot of recent things. You still have Mr. Will Roundtree that goes hard, and he does FICO Fridays, and he's consistent. He's consistent with his, you know, but he lead with business credit. Then you have 𝒞𝓃𝓃𝑒𝒹. Yeah, 𝒞𝓃𝓃𝑒𝒹. Not as many videos. Not as many videos currently up to date that he used to do about credit, right? And then you have ℎ50 credit consultation. And all of these so far except 𝒤𝓋𝑒𝒹 are black operated, black owned. ℎ50 credit consultation. He just put out a video Saturday, I think, about charge-offs. And how, you know, he may or may not get charged off, deleted off of your credit report. And I'm going to tell you why later on, why I'm mentioning it. And then you have, I think, another godfather of credit. I think you have 𝒤𝓃𝓃𝑒𝒹, Mr. 𝒤𝓃𝓃𝑒𝑒. So Mr. 𝒤𝓃𝓃𝑒𝑒 is not, he's out of the country, but I'm just, you know, spinning some names. Then you got the, another queen in the game, Lorelia B. Phillips, and she takes vacations sparingly, you know, here and there talking about credit. You got another queen in the game, Erica Williams, but she's just about investing in financial information and consultation as a whole, right? She has some credit products, but she doesn't push as hard on that particular topic because she has a lot of topics that she discussed like she used to. And then you have Wholesale Trade Line, a Caucasian company, and they are pretty consistent, but they lead with selling trade lines, right? That ties into credit restoration or credit repair. And I'm saying this to say this. I heard an interview by 𝒞𝓃𝓃𝑒𝒹 yesterday, right? And this interview, you all show me some digital love, because I know in this particular area, sometimes when I drive, my connection comes in and out, in and out. So I want to make sure that I have a strong connection and that I'm not fading in and out, in and out. So if I'm good, somebody just put some hearts, some likes. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So leave some comments if it's fading in and out, because this is an area that it does that. But I listened to 𝒞𝓾𝑒𝒹 yesterday in an interview, and I listened to a lot of his information, and he said something that stood out. Oh, you have 100% finance, 100% finance. They do real good. And notice, everyone names that I'm giving shout out or recognition to, 9 out of 10 of them are of the black descent, right? So they can really get you, or had programs at one time or another, or put emphasis on credit at one time or another. 9 out of 10 of them are African Americans, right? And I believe that's because we know a lot about the credit game. And I forgot. Now he's consistent. He's still. You got Brandon Weaver, right? He's the guru as well. But back to 𝒞𝓾𝑒𝒹. So I'm listening to his interview, and he's discussing his frustrations, right, with operating a financial industry, because I'm in the dark. I'm still here. Y'all can see my nails. Because of the mindset barriers that you have to break through with the people you're dealing with in that particular area. And so I said all of those names. I said, he talked about how he often have to take time away, just step away, right? Just time away. He often, have just meditation type therapy to get his mindset back into operating, overseeing a business when it's dealing with people of the financials. You in and out? Okay, I can't control it, but thanks for letting me know. Where did I stop? 𝒞𝓾𝑒𝒹. So yeah, I'll go back to 𝒞𝓾𝑒𝒹. He talked about how the stress or dealing with people to make them break free, right, of the mindset of living paycheck to paycheck and not wanting to prove financially. See, a lot of things that he states or says make sense to me, and I don't really understand how people can fumble with it, in their mind, right? For instance, he asked the question, why would you save money, right? Why would you save money when the banks are printing money? Why would you follow the advice to go to school, get a good job? And I'm not against this. I'm for education. Okay, thank you, Ms. Dean. I'm for educating yourself. But most millionaires and billionaires, as far as I know, the statistics I've done, are high school graduates, because they know how to tap into their creative mind. So why save something that the banks are printing, right, by the book on a daily basis? Why do they tell you to save money in a bank that you get no interest on saving? And some people say, oh, it's for emergency. Dave Ramsey's first step in the baby steps, save $1,000. There are other liquidity ways to have within 24 hours, right? For example, you have a good credit card. I'm just reading the email, a message. You have a good credit card. You can call your credit card at 0% balance transfer. 0%. and have them to balance transfer you money into your checking account for access within 24 hours. So why would you save something that, number one, you're not getting any incentives, is not multiplying your money when you save it, and they are printing it, which makes it least, I don't know if I want to say value for the word, but the more money, cash, paper dollars that's printed out and goes into circulation, the more it decreases your purchasing power, right? The best way I can explain this is, if a gallon of milk in 1968, let's say 1968, was $1, right? You can take $1 to a store and purchase a gallon of milk. Now in 2019, it's $3.15. Now it takes 3 of those dollars and some more to purchase that same gallon of milk. So why are you saving something that's losing its purchase power? And then he goes on to say, because when you deposit or save money into banks, okay, it just told me low network connection, so I paused. Sometimes it'll flash up on my phone, sometimes it won't. Okay, it's giving me the message now. Low network connection. So let me try to wait till I get the green bar back on time. Okay, there we go. So just stay with me. If you're live, it's going to come in and out, but it, usually a couple seconds to come back in. So when you save money in the bank, they are required to keep 1 out of $10 that you have in that deposit, whether it's a savings account that's earning no interest, whether it's your direct deposit from your paycheck. So for every $10 that you have through a deposit or through savings, right, they only have to keep 1 of those dollars physically in possession, and they can lend out more. That's why it's called fractional reserve banking. Fractional reserve banking, because they only have to keep a fraction of your money. They only have to keep a fraction of your money in the bank for you to access. See, the bank is in the business of making money, right? The bank is in the business of making money. So they're in the business of making money. So they're not going to just keep your money sitting somewhere in a safe like you had a perception that they're doing, right? No, they're going to go out and lend that money and make more money or invest it in stocks. It happened in 1939. You all need to get on YouTube and watch the 1939 Great Depression, when a horde of people went back to the banks to retrieve their money and it wasn't there. Or a lot of the banks shut down, was out of business. Or back to slavery, when the slaves lost $75 million, right? And freedmen, catch the name of the bank, freedmen banks. Because those slaves were just released of slavery, and we were under the Jim Crow, or they were under Jim Crow. And so they didn't get the 40 acres and a mule. Now they have to work and learn how to live free without a master or overseer providing food and housing, right? Clothing. Now they're on their own. Now they have to work for themselves. So they go to the banks to try to get possession of land, because they never had possession of land. They just worked land. Work someone else's land. Now they're trying to take their skills and get their own land to grow their own crops in agriculture And so they go to Freedman Banks, which is known now as Wells Fargo, right? And they're trying to retrieve their money. They're trying to retrieve their money, or they're just trying to get loans. And the banks are not, denying them these loans. So where do you get the money from? Where do you get the capital from when you don't have the money, when you're not making the money? So let me know if I'm still in and clear. Facebook, someone give me some digital love. Let me know if my signal is still in, because I'm home now, so I can connect to my Wi-Fi if I'm not. Oh, thank you so much. Okay. So, okay, now, the bank is discriminating, won't give me a loan. Okay. And then, they go try to retrieve their money. This Freedman Bank goes out of business, right? Freedman Bank goes out of business, and $75 million gone. So those are thought-provoking questions that Robert Kiyosaki always asks and brings to the table. And so I said this to say this. Number one, sometimes people, I think, approach me as, you know what, I have bad credit and I have some business to give you. I have a problem for you to solve. I have bad credit. Here's my phone number. Give me a call about it. Listen, I'm not that desperate to help you with credit where I'm going to pick up the phone and call you and you don't pay for a $50 consultation first. And the reason why I'm stating this, because your mindset is absolutely wrong. The reason why these people kind of go away and do something else, let me tell you, I would rather use my credit, because I talk about leveraging credit all the time. I would rather leverage my credit, get rental homes, and that's what these people do. They start getting passive income through other ways and other methods, because the mindset of people, some of the people, not everyone with bad credit, is too much to deal with over time. Anybody get burnt out. Your mindset is just wrong. You expect refunds from people who have done work for you. I have some people I don't hear from 30 to 60 days, and they say, hey, you didn't get this deleted. And then when I finally pull up their credit report, okay, I'll answer that, Danny, I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson. And then when I pull up their credit report, I see they have new collections or new negatives. Why couldn't you just be honest in the first place? I call him back. Why not just be honest in the first place? And I'm going to get off because I had to take that call. And just say, hey, I got some new negatives. But, I always trying to play schemes and games and get out. Let me tell you, bad credit will catch up with you. And it will catch up with you. And dishonesty will catch up with you. Or I have someone say, hey, I received some notifications about my credit. You got my login information. You just log into my account. Why you won't log into your account? Why? And if you say, well, I don't really know what I'm looking at. Well, say, listen, because you know what? It is illegal for me to log into your accounts in the first place. So why can't you say, hey, Queen, I tried to log in my account. I don't know what I'm looking at. But I did make an attempt. I made an effort. Again, I just got me my CD in the mail. Credit Repair Professor. It's about repos, foreclosed, credit report snapshots, discharging debt collector, statute of limitations, sample credit issues. Just some stuff I like to read all the time. Don't message me and say, hey, where'd you order that from? I want to get it. I don't even give that information out or tell people that, find, I don't mean no harm, but find your own sources, because I give enough free information in my videos for me to keep giving. And that's one thing. People just want you to keep giving. No matter how much free you give, they want more. They want to know how to scam and get away around it without putting any money in the game. They don't want to make an investment, right? In order to win, you have to make some type of investment. And don't keep asking people where they get their knowledge from. You find your own way. If you don't want to invest and pay that person, find your own way and truly do it yourself. Stop asking me for my intellectual knowledge for free. I had to research where to order this from. You want to know, you do the research. I have to research everything I know about credit. And that's why I tell people, you're not paying for, at this point in the game, how long it would take me to, get your affidavit together, right? You're paying me for all the hours and the time and the books and the CDs that I have put money into to know how to do that in 30 minutes or an hour. So how this have to work? I have somebody, for example, I just can't figure out for the life of me. This person cannot scan me their information. They keep sending me pictures. One of the pictures was on his bed sheets. I'm like, I cannot present this to a business and ask them and tell them this is your identification. You can't even make out his driver's license and utility bill information. And this person lives in Texas, and I know it's an Office Depot and Staples, and they keep trying to take a picture on their phone of the information, save it in a PDF, and I'm keep trying to explain this person, taking a picture and saving it in a PDF format is not a scan. That's not a scan. A scanned document crops out all background and it makes it visible and clear. So these are things, people, that if you can't follow instructions and do, I can't work with you and I won't work with you. If you want a refund, you're going to have to show me those items were not. Don't just show me that you have invested some time, pulled up your credit report, scan it to me and show me and say, Queen, you said that with the quote that this would, we would get this off and it's still remaining. The reason why people have bad credit and bad cash flow is because when they do not or not honest with businesses concerning, that scripture in the Bible that says, "Owe no man nothing but to love him." That word love translate to pay on time as agreed. And the person I'm about to call, he and I was my business partner. We were having a conversation. I'm about to call him back and get off this live. And I was telling him, people don't understand, if you're in negative cash flow, you will always have bad credit, right? And I gave her a cyber special that you would get a pay raise out of your paycheck by next pay period for $27. See your mindset. Not even $30 of that $30 that I just told you that devaluate. Well, this $30 at least is going to give you a paycheck pay raise. And you would think people would be knocking down my door trying to, hey, can you show me how this works? How's this W-4? Because I am in a negative. I'm always late on my bills because at a certain time of the month or by the 15th, my money is gone. And I have to prioritize what bills I'm going to pay this month. And some bills I just have to take a hit on and just tag a late fee. If some of you are calculated how much money you have lost this year just in late fees, right? But you'll take more time planning a vacation. or planning a weekend barbecue, or planning a party going to, Timothy, can you do that paycheck pay raise? Well, what type of income do you have coming in? Like, what money do you have a paycheck? And yes, you can do it without having a business, Timothy, because it's actually an affiliate program that I'm affiliated with. And so I haven't checked my emails yet, Carla. I'm going to check them when I drive in. But it is a business, really, because what it does is, if you look on your W-4, if you have a paycheck, or even if you're a 1099 employee, you're an independent contractor. But if you look on your W-4, you will see lines where it says add lines, I think A through G, H, where that says allowances. Okay, Timothy, then this for you. That says allowances, but right on the bottom of that is something called deductions, right? And so that deductions is, once you join this financial, it's Cashflow, creating more cash flow, success business, you get to add some deductions on the bottom of your W-4. And so when you add those deductions to your allowances, right, you get less federal taxes legally taken out of your paycheck. And so what your deduction is now you have added a business to your job. So you're not just an employee anymore. You're not just an employee anymore. Let me draw this up because Robert Kiyosaki talk about this as well. You're not just an employee who's getting taxed 30% out of their paycheck, right? 30%. Oh, I did that wrong. Sorry. ESBI. Because this is the cash flow quadrant. You have a job. For every $10 that you make, you're only bringing home 6 or 7. The S stands for solo or specialists, doctors, lawyers. They get taxed the highest. Independent contractors on job. Saw a person, for example, that makes a $150,000 salary. I mean, $150,000. They was getting taxed $40,000. Just federal. They didn't include their state, their Medicare, Social Security, all coming out of their paycheck. So then on this side of the quadrant, the business person or owner gets taxed 20%. So once you join, you are a part of an affiliate of that business, of this business, and now you get to position yourself on the other side of the quadrant, which means you get taxed less, and employees with Trump new tax laws only get 5 to 7 tax deductions now, right? Now, as this business owner, because notice I said in your W-4, you have allowances and you have deductions. That's why they call tax deductions. See, the reason why you get so much money taken out of your paychecks, you don't have any deductions to put on your W-4. You just have allowances as an employee. You're getting taxed the highest because you are now an asset. You are a human asset to the government. And you're not putting yourself, you're working as a sole proprietor. Sole proprietor. And you don't have any business to add to that. Right? So when you become joint with this business in W-4 wealth training, now you become like a LLC or a corporation. And that's how the rich and wealthy, this is all they do to pay less in taxes. Right? Okay, Carla, I get that did tonight. So, Carla, I'll send you an email. I'm about to log off. I'll send you an email shortly, as soon as I log off. And so that's what you do. And then when you share the program with somebody else, they also give you, so you can earn extra income. Some people just get in. And then, like, you have to keep the business because you're getting the deductions from the business. And then some people will ask me, well, do I have to keep the $34.95? Yes, you do. If you want to keep the money that you're getting out of your paycheck, you have to keep the business a part of your paycheck. So if $400 a year is too much for you to get back thousands and over 475 deductions, then your mindset is wrong. Hello, Antonio and Aaron, Mr. Johnson. See, this is what I'm talking about. $34. People are spending that every Sunday on a meal. On a meal. They'll go to Popeyes and buy that chicken sandwich 4 or 5 times a month. But they won't look at their financial health. They're not looking at their physical health. They eating that greasy chicken and all that mayo and stuff, and all that cholesterol. So, that's why a lot of these people fade away on YouTube, who's very, very successful. Because dealing with people with it's you wouldn't. I can't. I'm telling you, I can't believe how many people will sit up for 6 months. It takes 6 months for an account to be officially, 6 months of no payment for an account to be officially declared as charge off, right? And how many people will want that charge off removed, deleted? Now, you didn't pay it for 6 months. You were good. You were Gucci. 6 months you was on chill. I ain't paying Discover. I'm not paying Amex. I'm not paying the business that I'm speaking with the W4 training. It's my econ. You have to join up with my econ. That's short for my economy. And right now, Aaron, they have a special 50% off the regular price to join for $27.95. And then I walk you through and show you how to set up your W4 according to your status and your financial and your situation. Everyone's situation, again, is different. It's like credit. Because, like, you may not have children. So you wouldn't qualify for a line C or D where it says child exemptions, right? And some people do. Or the next line, it says dependents. Some people don't have dependents. Some people do. Right? A lot of people don't understand that somebody is not your dependent just because they live with you. That doesn't just make that person your dependent, right? And so, for example, on a W4, I have some people come to me and they have 0. I'm like, they give you 2. They tell you in line A, enter 1 for yourself. And then the next line, it tells you enter 1 if you're claiming single, head of household, or married, filing joint or separate. You get 2. That's a give me. You know how many people have had jobs for years and have not even looked back and revisit their W4 they don't even know if they're overpaying in taxes out of their paycheck. And so on average, people get from $200 to $600 a month. And see, my business partner that I'm about to call, I was telling him, I said, I really ought to stop doing this affiliate program because it's not a whole lot of, money to be made. It's little side money, but $27 is not a whole lot of meat on the bone for me. If you join for $30, they may give me 10 or something, But I told him the reason why I'm keeping connected with it is because if you are in negative cash flow, you will always have bad credit. If you're not bringing enough money home out of your paycheck, you will always be on the treadmill and the cycle of having bad credit because you do not have enough money. And you won't believe how many people I have that will file bankruptcy, right? over collections account because they don't have the knowledge or they don't understand that if you just hire or get the advice of disputing collections and they don't validate it in 30 days, right? Then you are legally discharged, meaning you don't owe the debt. I think I would go that route before paying $1,500 for a bankruptcy. But a lot of people get letters of charge off in the mail and they just, I'm going to ignore this and it'll go away. Let me tell you, a charge off under $100 might go away. Sometimes maybe $200. But when it gets to $300 and over, they're going to summons you to court. They're not going to ignore that. That's not just going away. If it's a $30, $50 collection, then maybe. But if it's not just going away. They're not just going to ignore that. I have to revisit my W-4 again. Okay, Mr. Richardson, don't ask me to teach you how to do this for free, especially when it's just $27. Because I get notification. If I send you the link, they're going to know. They're going to send me an email if you sign. If you don't want to spend $27, don't send me screenshots and email and say, hey, this is what I have on my W-4. I would not even answer you. I'm not wasting my time on something that costs you $27 to invest in. Not going to answer anything for free. Not going to, we can have a discussion about your W-4 when I'm live. Other than that, don't send me a text or email. I'm not. If you're not in the feeling, if you're not joined. Right? So that's why these gurus, right? Because one thing about if I want to go into the housing market, or when I am going, I may have to deal with one tenant. But one thing, if that house that I'm renting out, if it needs repairs, that house will never, when I fix it, ask me for a refund. That house will never call or email me and say, hey, I know I sat on this for half of a year and I didn't pay this account when the charge off, but it's been 30 days, it's been 45 days. Even 100% finance say, hey, we don't even guarantee 100%. We just tell you we get 80% results. Some things will come off, some things won't. 850 credit consultation said, they wouldn't have no problem with it. We couldn't get this charge off. So if these accounts don't come off your credit report and you have documentation that the work was done on your behalf, it just means that it was, you can get things deleted off your credit report if it's not verified, if it's not accurate, or if it's not complete. A lot of people don't even know what a complete account looks like on your credit report, or even how to dispute something when it's an incomplete account. Those are the 3 grounds you have for removal. So what if the credit agencies contact Discover or American Express, Capital One, and say, hey, it's a dispute that, this person saying this charge off is not reporting correctly. And Capital One said, oh, yeah, we got it. Here we go. We got all of this person's information. You can't ask a refund because they took care of, they have their things on file. Only thing you can do is try. And you can attempt it per law. But when they have their ducks in a row, and you will know because these charge-offs that's not sold to collection will take you to court. The company themselves. See, when you trying to play these games and, hey, I get the charge-off delete off my credit report, or I get the student loan delete off my credit report, that's not going to stop the student loan company from contacting you for their money. A credit report is just a report card of how you pay your bills. They are not your creditors. They are not the people you owe the money. You can get a Discover charge off deleted. You can get American Express. You can get a Bank of America charge off deleted. They're not going to go to court and say, Your Honor, you can't go to court and say, Your Honor, this is not reporting on my credit report anymore. They don't have rights. That's not true. It does, a company's discretion, meaning they have a choice. They don't have to report anything on your credit report. American Express Bank, they don't have to. It's their choice. So that's number one. They don't have to report this on your credit report. That does not stop them from having the legal rights from collecting from you or taking you to court for a loan or a credit card that you defaulted on. Right? So what happens with these charge-offs, you may send your first round, I say round, your first affidavit or letter, and say, hey, the balance is incorrect on this, right? Because, well, the credit agency might say, okay, we updated the balance. Now it's reporting correctly, showing zero. So now you have to come at an angle where it's not complete. And see, a lot of people don't know what that means. So now it has to be a second round, but then you have the people that's impatient. It didn't come out the first time. They just said they updated. Okay, they updated that particular item on your charge out. Now let's try this second angle or strategy. Let's say it's incomplete. Or if you come back and say, okay, we verified it. It's now complete. Okay, now the third option, your third strategy might be, okay, show me the verification. See, I gotta get out. I got too many phone calls coming in. 3 different things. Show me that it's verified. So now they have to connect with the original company, right? And ask for verification, which is another 30 days. You waited for 6 months. Now wait for 60 days. Let's see if that company has everything there in file that they're supposed to have. But that's the process. People don't want to be patient. What if it takes you 2 years to repair your credit? That's better than living with a bankruptcy or Chapter 7 for 10 years. Or a charge out for 7 years. Right? What if it took you 2 years? I tell people the number one part of winning is not only consistency, right? And then putting investment in it, but it's showing up. You got to be persistent, consistent. Be willing to invest and show up. All right, I got to make some phone calls, check some emails, get some work done. Thanks for tuning in. You want that W4 Wealth Strategy $27 special. Then get started. Ends at midnight. It's 8:36 my time. 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 3 hours and 30 minutes. $27.95. I will put the link. $27.95. I will put the link in this video. Make sure you hit like and hit share. Thanks for tuning in. All my Facebook family. I'm about to hit my truck. And my YouTube friends. I'm logging